Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
If you've been hurt in a road accident that wasn't your fault, you should really talk to G4 Claims first. Unlike road accident solicitors, we don't charge you for our services, which could see you better off. To keep 100% of your compensation, have a chat with Nicole and the team. You'll be glad you did. Search online for G4 Claims.
Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sellik the Thunder podcast. We're back after a fortnight absent. Absent?
You're in the
A fortnight of absence, if you did. We're back after a fortnight absence. We've been as consistent this season as Rangers Football Club. But we're back, and we're back to our best today for episode number 83. There has been no 83s in the history of Celtic. So who was the top goal scorer in the 1982-83 campaign, ladies and gents?
Frank McGarvey.
No.
That's what I was going to say.
Robert Conley.
No, wasn't Conley.
McAvey.
We're moving on here.
Okay.
We're moving on. There's a new star in the making.
Yeah, new star, let me think.
You will know him from his ramblings on Sky Sports for many a year.
Charlie Nicholas.
It is indeed Charlie Nicholas. He ended the season in all competitions with 48 goals.
I'm sitting there thinking.
Well, you should go down to Specsavers, Ryan, because you couldn't see driving home the other night. And
I was wondering what you were doing.
I'll stick to the football and you do the Specsavers. Yeah, Celtic didn't win the league that year. Do you know who did?
Aberdeen.
It was Dundee United.
Wow.
Dundee United who won the
Jim
league.
McLean, maybe?
Yeah, probably would have been, yes. So there we go. Well done to anybody who managed to guess it at home. But we're back. It's nice to be here. Ryan McGinley is still here. Hello.
I'm still here, very much here. I'm happy to be back. Happy after, 14 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the Motherwell game before. You weren't even... Were you?
No,
you as well?
We missed the pain.
Yeah, you know, I think you should just go to the rest of the games.
Oh, don't worry. I don't intend on missing any now.
Awful game.
Awful game.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's the one that I missed.
It's just so selfish, man.
I know, I suppose it is. It was worth it for my £40 winnings that I got at the air races. And Callum, talk about the air races. You were there, but you're also here. Welcome back. How are you?
Nice to be back. It's must have been over a month since I think the last one I done, but
I know, I feel like I've not seen you in the studio in yonks.
been a while, but nice to be here.
Yeah, you're going to be to Tenerife next week.
Indeed, just nice couple of days away. Enjoy the sun.
Well, lucky bugger. Just rub it in, why don't you? Anybody who's got a holiday planned, don't let me know where you're going because I'll be upset. We're here to talk about all things Celtic, as we always do. And wow, what a position we're in episode 83, because we're off the back of a semi-final win, which takes us one step closer to a treble, and we are potentially 2 days away from securing ourselves another league title, a back-to-back league title. Before we get into any specific topics, I just want to come to the two of you and ask for your overall emotion right now around Sellik. McGinley.
I've got to say, I'm still absolutely buzzing about Sunday's result. I know we're at Thursday and we're nearly...
Don't worry, we're talking all about it.
That's fine by me. Do you know, Thursday, four or 5 days on from that game, and I'm still absolutely buzzing. We put Rangers firmly in their place once again, as we seem to do in all ranges or all versions of Celtic, it seems like. Fingers crossed the women can do the business tonight. By the time it comes out tomorrow, we'll have known. But fingers crossed. Yeah, we're on the cusp of a treble. Ange's on the cusp of a treble. Ange's on the cusp of a Scottish Cup. He's never won that before. That was the one that evaded them. We got revenge on Sunday for what happened last season. And yeah, long may this dominance continue, because this is an absolute dynasty. It's absolutely brilliant.
It shows no signs of slowing down, Callum. You know, you look at everything off the park, on the park at Celtic Football Club at this moment in time, and I genuinely look at this and go, when will it stop? We never stop. It's just such a great time to be a Celtic fan.
100%. I think, as McGinley touched on, the fact because this was the trophy that allowed him, he's seen that at the full-time whistle. You've seen how buzzing he was with that, the fact that he's got to settle into that final and yet another final in his reign under Celtic. I think as you said, just being a Celtic fan this moment in time, it does just continue to keep building and building, and as it is much of a cliche that we never stop, but it's been truly in full flow still.
It almost just feels like that everything that we went through during COVID was absolutely worth it to be where
I would
we are
agree with
right
that. I'd
now.
go through it all again.
I genuinely, and I always said that I would have never have given up 10 in a row, but it was moments like Sunday when you look to your left and right with your pals, and you look in the park and you see Ange getting it loud, and I'm just thinking, even if we won 10, would anything after 10 have surpassed a moment like this? I don't think so. It's just beautiful.
The thing is, I know there was so much riding on the 10. We talked about the 10 for years. But what was it after one trophy? We were already talking about getting 10 in a row. Yes, it never happened. But at the end of the day, it was just a number. It was just a number of titles. There's another couple of numbers that are going to be surpassed, I think, in the next couple of years. There's a couple of of slogans that are going to need to be scraped off of certain walls in a couple of years if we keep on going the way that we're going. Yeah, I would go through it all again. I would go through the 10 season all over again if it meant getting Ange Postecoglou. That is how big it is. It feels like a sort of Rogic moment, but bigger. Remember when Rogic skied the penalty that we got Brendan Rodgers? I know there was incidents that happened after that, but we got Brendan Rodgers. But it seems as if we suffered for the 10 season and now we're in paradise.
Oh, like that. Well done. Talking about paradise, let's segue. We won't be at paradise on Sunday as we get the chance to crown ourselves champions of Scotland yet again, back-to-back champions of Scotland. It will be if we get the job done at Tynecastle. We are going to come on to talk. I want to spend a good 10-15 minutes today just laughing and reacting to some of the reactions of Sunday's game. So, but because we're here to preview Hearts, we'll do that first. We'll use that as the first half of the podcast, and then we're going to have a right good giggle at some of the things that have been said about Sunday's game. So, Callum, we aren't at Paradise on Sunday. We are at Tynecastle, but the message is simple: get the job done, get the win, and get up the road with another league title.
100%. I think, fine well, and wouldn't be slowing down, he wouldn't be thinking. The only difference you'll see in a change of team would be Kobayashi coming in. Obviously, I know we'll go on to talking about the teams and such later as we go on, but I think other than that, it's just so nice to see how strong they are. Like, there is games where you'd think, you're going to Tynecastle, you're a wee bit nervy, but again, fine well, the players' minds are on, get the league wrapped up, and the rest of the games in the split you can just cruise through and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, because that's it now. It's just that kind of trundling towards the cup final and all the celebrations, really. Like, I don't know about you, Callum, but it's like we're sitting here now in a very unique position where it's like, all right, when do we go to the Merchant City party? Is it Sunday or do we keep it holding off to another date? It's just party season for us.
I mean, preferably from my liver in my bank account, I'd rather be held off to the end of the season. But, no, I mean, it'd be nice, obviously, get it wrapped up on Sunday and a wee bit of a celebration, but you keep the big ones to after the cup final.
Stephen Naismith is the new man in the dugout.
I thought you said Stephen A. Smith instead of Stephen Naismith.
What did you think I said?
Stephen A. Smith,
the
A. Smith, popular
fan.
American broadcaster.
I don't know.
Could you imagine him?
No, I don't know who he is.
Not the guy that does the
Oh,
NBA.
Stephen. Oh, A. Smith.
Yeah, Stephen
right.
A. Smith.
Right. Okay.
It really
yeah.
did sound like that, sorry.
Right. Aye, Stephen A. Smith. Aye, he's in the dugout. He's giving it. I'm having a bad day. But it's Stephen Naismith who will hopefully be having a bad day. He's been talking quite a bit going into this. Is not going to let it faze him. I'm just happy Robbie Nielsen's not fucking there. But I have a slight feeling that Naismith is just going to be equally as gouty faced.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, he wasn't my favourite player when he played on the pitch, so off the pitch he won't be one of my favourite managers, that's for sure. We're going to Tynecastle, we know what to expect at Tynecastle. Stephen Naismith or Robbie Nielsen, whoever it was we know what Hearts are going to bring to the game. It's going to be a very intimidating atmosphere. It's going to be two sides going up against it. You're going to have some atmosphere from the fans, the home fans and the away fans. It's all set up to be a great game. Two really great fixtures on that Sunday.
And obviously Hearts have got a lot to play for as well. They're still battling for third place, so they're going to be in this game.
They really have fumbled the bag with that third place though, because it looked as if for months, sort of after the World Cup, I remember they were kind of struggling when they were in Europe to sort of nail down that spot, but ever since the World Cup, it seemed as if they were going to keep third place, and now they're just free falling. Seems as if Aberdeen and Barry Robson, well done to Barry Robson by the way in getting his job. Great, not a former great Celtic, but maybe a cult hero you would call him. But Aberdeen, they look set to be third. I wouldn't complain if Aberdeen finished third ahead of Hearts, to be honest. But Hearts are the sort of team, they'll come out and want to attack as their fans will expect that, and Celtic have just got to hit them on the counter, and I think there'll be goals for us there.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, we've got goal scorers, and that makes up for maybe the lack of players we have at the back going into this game. Callum, you've already alluded to the Kamikaze Vickers injury, but we're also in a situation where it looks as though Alistair Johnston
3 to 4 weeks
will miss the game. Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks. We're talking up to sustaining that ankle injury against Rangers. Hopefully, Alistair, if you're listening, love you, mate. Please get back for the cup final. We'd love to see you in the park. But Callum, any concerns about missing those two? Are you confident the likes of Ralston and Kobayashi coming into the team just makes it as simple a job?
Yeah, no, I think it's still just the same. I think it'll actually be nice to see Kobayashi get this wee run of games and himself as well, because obviously we've seen him when he first came in and get the 2 games back to back. And he did look well, looks confident. It's nice to see Starfelt back to his comfortable right hand side as well. So it'll be nice to see him get a wee run of games in there as well. And as you touched on with Ralston, I mean, when he came on, that solid the half hour that he had to do, he done everything perfectly that he had to. And I think it would be good for him as well to get this wee run of games under him, because we've seen him last season how well he done when he managed to get consistent runs. So it'd be good for him as well.
How gutting? Sorry, to begin, I know you were about to speak here, but just to add in, how gutting do you think it's been for Ralston? Do you think he's probably been gutted having to sit so much in the sidelines, especially after breaking through last year so well? I think he'll probably have something to prove in these 4 weeks, just like Kobayashi does.
No, definitely. I thought McGinley were putting that there. No, definitely, 100%. I think he even said it, obviously, like, you never wish ill health on any of your teammates. Obviously, it's obviously good for himself. He will get this wee run in the team, but I think we've seen how stable and comfortable Johnson has been. I mean, he's played less than 20 games and he'd go down as the best right back in Scotland.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think he is the best right back in Scotland by some distance. I would add. I would look at the defending.
No, FIFA wouldn't agree. FIFA gave a team of the season card to your man.
Did they watch his defending on Sunday? I think he's been taking a
By the way,
Barisic.
just to clarify, that was a joke. I literally couldn't care who gets a team of the season card on fucking Ultimate Team.
Carl Vickers got one as well.
He did. Not that I care.
I was actually trying to think of what I was going to say before.
You were going to say something and I cut you off. I feel bad. I was going to let you come in and give us some kind of lovely lyrics on Kobayashi, because Greg Taylor came out in an interview today in the media, and he was full of praise for Kobayashi.
Really, really strong praise. I mean, he doesn't mince his words, Taylor, so I believe him in what he's saying. Obviously, going to say
you know, he was just talking about obviously how good Carl Starfelt's done, but then obviously having Kobayashi coming into the team, just talking about, you know, having that left-sided centre back and how that's obviously good for him being a left back as well, and you'll see the advantages of that, McGinley.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier on in the week. I'm really looking forward to seeing Yuki Kobayashi get this run of games, and now that we know that Carter Vickers will probably talk about this later on, he's out for 3 to 4 months, Kobayashi's going to get these 7-8 games and pre-season to show that he is the first choice, or he should be one of the first choice centre backs. I want to be in the position in 3-4 months time that Carter Vickers can't get back in the Celtic team. I know that sounds ludicrous, but I want Kobayashi and Starfelt to be doing that well that it's difficult for Carter Vickers to get back in the team. I think 21 years old, he's good on the ball, he's a left-sided centre half. It's great for him, and it's also great for Starfelt. Starfelt will be playing, as Callum said, on the right hand side. We've been watching Starfelt, and Starfelt gets a lot of criticism, I feel, a lot of unwarranted criticism. He shouldn't after Sunday. After Sunday, everybody should love Carl Starfelt, in my opinion, but yeah, we're going to see him in his preferred position, him playing out from the back. You look at his stats when he was in Russia, had 97-98% pass accuracy. It's obvious he can play, it's just he's very one-footed, that's his problem. So I hope that Carl Starfelt can get his flowers when he's playing at the right hand side of the defence alongside Kobayashi, because we could go back to Kobayashi the last time he played at Tynecastle as well. He didn't put a foot wrong. You would have had to have told Kobayashi, like, you're playing in an intimidating atmosphere, because the guy looked so chilled. It was so impressive. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that dynamic works starting on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's a good test for it, because Tynecastle is the kind of game where, as we've already touched on, they will look to attack, they will look to rough us up and get chances. So if you want to throw them into the deep end, then there's probably not a lot of better venues to do so. And then obviously we're heading off to Ibrox very soon too. So
Can't get enough of them, can we?
No, I'm getting fed up at But talk about the Hearts game, Callum. Before we came on, you were talking about the tribute that's going on for Jimmy Johnson before the game. You can tell us a wee bit about it for the people who might not know.
Yeah, that was just on like the club Twitter. They put it on. Also, it's for MND Scotland. Obviously, Hearts doing their bit with Sellik as well. So it's just a nice wee touch. So we've seen it in the past with such like with Celtic, with like the shorts for Betty and that.
Yeah.
So it is a nice wee thing to sort of raise awareness towards it as well.
Yeah, keep an eye
Absolutely.
out. It's a nice tribute, you know. Two legends for their respective clubs, you know.
To any away supporter going to the game, there's bucket collections as well.
Oh,
around
is there?
Tynecastle.
Love
So
that.
any sort of change,
Nice.
give it to them, because we lost arguably our greatest ever player
Yep.
to that terrible disease. So yeah, give what you can, basically.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on to team predictions then and wrap up the Hearts segment of the show. So Joe Hart obviously continuing goals, and I must say, brilliant performance from Joe last
of his
week.
best.
One of, if not his absolute best. He just looked so confident, McGinley. It was a side of Joe Hart that I feel like we've not seen for a wee while.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked very comfortable, like a couple of really good saves as well in the game. But I think he just brings a calmness to the defence that other goalkeepers in the past haven't. I'm not going to mention certain names that I know you want to maybe come back. He's Stations of the Cross, etc. But yeah, Joe Hart.
He's getting his
what an
blockbuster
absolute
move, by the way.
Regardless of what you think about his distribution, he's been an absolute revelation of a signing.
Yep.
For 1 million, he's totally calmed that back line down, along with Carter Vickers, I would say. So yeah, it's been an absolute masterstroke of a signing, and I think it's just a perfect fit, because Celtic needed somebody that was going to play 30, 40, 50 games a season, and Joe Hart needed somewhere where he could play 30, 40, 50 games a season. He needed his career revitalised, and that's what's happening at Celtic. So I think it's a perfect synergy between the two.
Love him, absolutely love him. You're a
Absolutely.
master. I mean,
And he loves it, by the way. He absolutely loves it at full time.
I'm telling you, he's going to stay up here and be a coach or something. He loves it here. But aye, Joe, love you, mate. He's in goals. I think we've already basically given away our back four. It'll be probably Ralston, Starfelt, Kobayashi and Taylor as the back four. I think it picks itself for this weekend. I mean, there is always the possibility somebody like Bernabei comes in, but I think it'll just...
I think if we get Ralston in, we need Taylor on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Cam, I'll come to you. Midfield free, 'cause it's a bit of an interesting one, because obviously there's a couple of players we've not seen as much recently. Aaron Moy, he got off the bench at the weekend, but he's not played as many games. We've not seen David Turnbull in quite a while, but does the midfield free easily pick itself? Who's the three you'd go for?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm sort of leaning more just because I want to see him get a bit more game time. I think I'd be leaning towards Iwata, McGregor and O'Reilly.
All right, okay.
I'm leaning towards. I think it's more just because from what just seen highlights with the Motherwell game, because obviously we missed it, seeing McGregor sort of roam forward a wee bit more was nicer. But it's more for Iwata's sake, because you've seen if you need, he could easily probably drop in if we wanted to play a back three, because he does look solid enough to play in the centre half position. And then I thought O'Reilly actually had quite a decent game at the weekend there against Rangers.
He's been
First half especially.
in a right good bit of form, Matt O'Reilly, as of late, I think. McGinley, what would your three be? Would you agree with Cal? I know you're a big Iwata fan.
I'm a big Iwata fan, but he's on the bench for this one. Hatati's back. Hatati's going
Yeah.
to play. Let's be honest.
True.
I mean, regardless of his performance, I thought he didn't look ready to play the Celtic Rangers game, but at the same time, it didn't cost us in the end, so I'm not complaining. 60. It's mental that he's used that as a fitness sort of booster, a Celtic Rangers game, but
A semi-final.
I know he was just jogging about the place, to be fair, but as much as I would love to see Iwata, and I'd love to see that midfield three of Iwata, McGregor and Hatate, I think it'll be, for me, McGregor, Hatate and O'Reilly.
Right, interesting.
I just think Hatate's arguably our best player, and now that he's had a week and 2 weeks of training, I want to see him back in that team. I want to see him go to one of the places where he really announced himself with that goal last season. I think it's the perfect game
It's
for him.
madness that that's just been over a year. It really feels like he's been here a lifetime, Rio
And
Hatate.
he's 25 as well.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. He's a very young 25 when you take into consideration the fact that he went to university and that. So he started his career when he was, 21, 22. It's he's a young 25 when you compare to maybe other players, maybe players the age of like Yuri Tielemans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've been playing ages and he's not been playing as much, which can only be good in terms of injuries, I would say.
I'm trying to think of the free. I like both frees. I'm trying to come to a nice kind of a mixture of
I don't think
both.
you can drop O'Reilly at this point.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly's probably the one that I'm thinking. O'Reilly and McGregor, I think, are the two guarantees. It's just a question of who for me plays alongside him. I actually not oddly, but I agree with Cal. I have a feeling that Awata might play. I do. I'm fine with any combination of any three. If it could be Moy, it could be anybody. But I have a feeling I'm going to go Awata as well. But there's our midfield threes, and because I let Callum start last time, Ryan, I'll let you start here. Your front three for Sunday.
So Maeda one side,
Okay.
Jota the other side, and now I've stopped because I'm not. I want
Explain the
to get a
method
start,
behind the madness.
especially at Tynecastle, that bustling sort of atmosphere. I'm going to go for Kyogo. You can't drop Kyogo. I mean, he's on a bit of a goal drought at the moment. What, 1-2 games?
Yeah,
without
it's
a
mad
goal?
that we consider
He needs
that
to
a goal drought.
He's been sitting on 29 goals, it seems, for eternity. He needs to break that 30 goal barrier. So as much as I want to see O play, and he will get game time before the end of the season, put Kyogo up front. Let's get him. It was Giacomakis last season who sealed the title.
Yeah.
I want to see Kyogo seal it this
It
time.
would be gutting Callum if it just sat on 29 now. Just never got to the 30. It would be quite
Jinxed it now,
underwhelming.
he's going to get injured.
No, never. Callum, you agreeing with the three? What's yours?
Yeah, and I think it's be the exact three. I think as Ryan touched on, he has to get past that 30 goal mark, albeit any of the other two could score the winner. I'll happily take that, but I think especially when you've seen the work rate we got from Maeda with tracking back and such, obviously we won't really need it as much at Tynecastle as we did at the sort of the weekend there, but then Jota his goal as well, we can't really drop him, can you?
Yeah, no, you cannot. I think the Jota, then that photo shoot alone deserves fucking.
Man.
Oh,
I didn't realise how many Celtic fans I followed until last night. Every single Instagram story was Jota.
yeah. Nate
He
wonder.
is a gorgeous man, to be fair.
Yes. It makes me feel worthless, to be honest.
Yeah.
How does one compete? You know,
But
like-
it gives me a purpose at the same time. It's my job to worship Jota on this planet.
Wait, hold on. I've got an actual. Again, like, what age are you again?
I'm 25.
How does it make you? Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong
That's
Jota.
Diogo Jota.
How's
I've
it?
been scoring recently, to be
How does
fair.
it make you feel that Jota's younger than you?
Makes me want to work harder. Honestly, because
He's completed everything.
he has. I don't know. You see the thing with Jota, I don't know where it goes wrong for him. He's got everything. He's
Aye.
smart. He's good looking. He's good at football. Where does it go wrong for Jota?
He's very philosophical as well. You know, he's just.
He's a bit of a romantic as well with football. Even that first picture with the older fan, I can only imagine what that older fan is saying to him.
Yeah.
That's the thing for the comments. What was the older guy saying to Jota?
He's just. He is. He makes you.
Um,
He makes you just fucking love him.
I don't think I've ever seen a Celtic player buy into Celtic this quickly and with this much impact as Jota has with Celtic. It's beautiful. As he said before, he fell in love with the club, and you can definitely see that. It's all genuine from him. You absolutely love to see it.
Well, my front three's the same anyway, so there's not much else to add there. There's our starting 11 predictions for Tynecastle kick-off 2:15 on Sunday. Score predictions, lads. I'll go first. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Hearts. Get to Sellik.
Well, the last time we won the league at Tynecastle, I'm sure it was 4-0. So I'm going to go with that.
Oh, well,
Is that
okay.
a Scott Sinclair hat-trick? I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Okay, nice. Cal?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
A wee clean sheet away for Cal.
Kyogo hat-trick.
Imagine, man. Imagine. I like to see
And-
everybody leave Tynecastle. Like, no Sellik fans, obviously. Or Hearts fans just leave. I think that'd be class.
I'm going to go for a Kyogo hat-trick and another guy to get his flowers. I know he got the assist at the weekend.
We're getting
I'd
a lot
love
of
to
fucking
see-
flowers on Sunday.
I know, I'm a florist.
Yeah, I know.
Ben White.
Are you trying to advertise a secret business here?
Must be.
You're a florist now. Who's getting their flowers?
Dyson Maeda.
The Maida.
I'd love to see it. He scored one of the last times we were at Tynecastle too. So
Yeah. Right, okay.
Love the wee man.
Brilliant. Callum, I'll let you load up the halftime quiz for us because this week I'm hosting no quizzes, which is odd. Just doesn't feel right at all. No hosting a quiz, but
There's a nice wee stop there. It's as if you felt the emotions overcome you.
I've
there.
decided that I need to improve my worth here on the show this week. So I told Kieran, our fantastic quiz master, don't send me fuck all. Send it to the other two. So McGinley will be hosting the end of show quiz. And right now, Callum Craig, it's over to you for the half-time quiz.
So he's got it as, of course, here we go, tenable.
Hey.
So the two of you can be working together in
Love
this
that.
one.
Nice.
So he started off, at the end of the season only means one thing. Kit leaks.
Oh.
With the 120th anniversary of the Hoots being celebrated, you have to name the last 10 official Celtic club captains to lift the Scottish League title in the green and white hoops.
To lift the last 10 in the hoops.
Yes.
Right, okay, well, Cal McGregor,
Yep.
Scott Brown.
Yep.
Nah, that's two straight away.
Steve McManus.
Yep.
Good shout,
Three.
good shout.
Neil Lennon.
Who'd you say this one?
Neil Lennon.
Yep.
Nice.
Four.
Is Paul Lambert one?
Would be there.
5. Can I have a good start here, boys?
Ah, we're on fire.
Setting a world record here.
Tom Boyd.
6.
Oh,
Paul McStay.
go.
Oh, Paul McStay wasn't captain when he won it, I don't think.
Nope.
Right, so we've got 6 out of 10. We're off to a 5. How?
Roy Aitken.
Yes.
Oh, good shout. Good shout. Who's the earliest then? Is that the earliest? How far back we going here?
66.
Oh, so Billy McNeil.
Yep.
Right, I was wondering if we
Tommy
were gonna-
Bung's captain.
No, he's not on this.
Feels
list.
like he should be.
Danny
a captain.
McGreen.
Yes.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
that must be
There we
Is it
9.
down? One left.
One left.
Fucking hell.
Right, try to think here.
God.
Oh wow, we flew through this.
7.5.
Quite proud of myself here. Hey,
Pat Bonner.
No, he won't be one. So who's in between?
So it's in between Danny McGrain and Billy McNeil.
Oh, so there's right.
Oh, let me think.
This takes
Not like a Stevie Chalmers, no. Bobby Lennox.
Nope.
this requires a bit of thinking.
Davy Hay.
Nope.
This I think we're going to struggle here.
So am I.
I think we're going to
Frank
struggle.
McGarvey.
Nope.
Jordan McCluskey.
Nope.
Just going for the start of show
Can
specials
give you
here.
the year.
Go for the year.
Please.
1977.
Oh, so Kenny Dalglish.
Indeed.
Ah,
Kenny
good
Dalglish that rounds it
guess.
off
Good
for 10.
guess.
I think
Nice.
that late 70s, early 80s, that's
Nice.
his domain.
Nice. Well
thought-
done.
As soon as you get the year, I thought I'll take it from here.
Aye.
I feel like our older watchers or our older listeners or watchers, however you're viewing this or taking in this podcast, will appreciate that.
I know. I think we've done
That
quite
was
well.
range there.
Honestly,
Very well.
Kenny Dalglish was in my head a bit earlier on, but I just wasn't convinced that he was captain. I wasn't convinced that he was a Celtic captain at any point, so I didn't see him to avoid embarrassment. But again, I admire the fact you did have that ambition to get it right.
The guile.
The guile.
So I guess that was why it was so sort of gut wrenching for the fans when he left
Yeah.
for Liverpool, because he was the captain.
Yeah.
as well. I mean, maybe he wasn't captain at the time, I don't know, but what a player
Yeah.
for both teams.
Good. What a list, though. What a list of players. Yeah.
Aye.
You know, what a list of players.
We've got it good when it comes to Celtic. Look at the players that have played for us.
I
It's
know.
incredible.
Aye. I wonder who the next captain will be. That's a good question. There's one to think about.
Greg Taylor or Alistair Johnson, one of the two, I think.
It's still a good while away. McGregor's still got another league.
I know it's
I know.
almost as if I'm wishing McGregor.
I know. McGregor's what, 29 now? 30, just turned 30, is it?
I'm 30. I think.
Aye,
Not
so
quite sure.
McGregor's still got another 5 or 6 years as captain of this club, I say.
Maybe we've got another captain in the youth team. I don't know if you watched the under 18s.
Well,
last
Callum's
night.
waiting to go. But what we'll do is we'll go aside for a minute. We'll leave all that for the questions, the Twitter questions that we've got. Let's move on to our next segment, and that's just let's lap it up about Sunday, because we've not had the chat. We didn't even get a preview last week, so we've not got a chance to talk about it. I know it's a bit late, but we all like laughing at Rangers, so why would you click off? I want to talk about some of the best reactions, and I'll let you bring up whatever you want. But I'm going to kick us off with Brother Wilfred being Jack the Ripper.
Love that.
How?
Even though he'd been in Scotland 10 years. He just took annual leave to go and kill people.
I don't understand.
mental.
What part of you, after a loss to your rivals, goes, you know what?
To
Do
be
you know what I've
fair-
just realised? That Jack the Ripper character, yeah? He's got to be him.
I'm going to caveat that by, I think I seen the follow tweet or thread.
Are you about to say
It was
that
in
Bill
like
Struth done
no,
9/11 or something?
No, it was no. It was like in 2022. I think that was said. I seem to remember in the top left hand of the column.
Oh, was it?
2022.
Ah.
It's still worth
That's
bringing
still
it again,
brilliant.
to be fair.
It's fucking
Aye.
hilarious. I thought it was brand new.
There's a couple of podcasts that I've watched recently with regards to fallout from the Rangers game.
Yeah.
Of the maybe Rangers rabble persuasion. If you've not watched it, especially like the post match and the day after, it is well worth a watch. I think a couple of the podcast members have actually blocked me.
Have they?
So,
Have you been quote retweeting them?
no, I haven't. I would never do that. But they were. I think one of them was touting Todd Cantwell, or he was touting for the captaincy because of what he done to Rio Hatate.
What with the water?
Yep.
Todd, honestly, give him
he
the
was
fucking
actually
captaincy. See if they want to build a team around Cantwell. Hand us another 10 in a row opportunity just now. The cunt's pish. He's rotten. He's rotten. He just wants to hit the flare. I've never seen somebody so eager to be on the flare in my life. And not even like, obviously they'll have it be Kyogo's a diver. I don't even mean a dive. He tries to slide tackle the grass for no reason. And what are we doing?
What was I going to say about him? I was going to say, did anyone else cringe every time he tried to hype the Rangers crowd up? Have you done that?
So bad.
Like,
shut
mate, you're
up.
playing to the gallery. Come on, mate.
Aye, so Cantwell's the next superstar apparently, Cal. Do you see the superstar in him?
No, I think the best post I seen, it was like a couple of bin bags lined up and they're all black, and there was a one gold bin bag and they said Todd Cantwell in that team today. And so I was like, you do realise you're still calling him rubbish at that point then? The boy, like,
It's just a blonde bin bag, basically.
it genuinely is. Honestly, I don't get like all the hype behind him. Like, I think like he might have done stuff against lesser teams. That's much like the likes of Malik Tillman and such. So they're saying like, would you turn around and put the money for him? No, because he only does it against bottom of the league opposition the nicest way possible. You don't see either of them turn up in the big games.
What I would say about Cantwell, I thought he looked decent against Celtic when he played for Norwich at the start of the season. Yes, there was that clip that went about of him falling over with the Rabona. It's clear that he's diving about was before Rangers as well as at Rangers, but he was a good sort of Premier League player, but I feel like he's one of these sort of players that's lost his way, and yeah, he's not really somebody I'm worried about, either him or the world beater Raskin, who really is not a world beater. I think he's an alright player, but would he get on our subs bench?
No.
I'm not too sure.
Piers Morgan, he was loving it. There's another one. He was going off his nut at the coronation chants. Sing him louder next time, Celtic fans. Piers Morgan, not the first time he's piped up Callum. Get it up him is the message I sent.
Quite literally, with that chat, it's just, I don't see why do they seek so much to be offended by it. But it's like, again, you get the focus say, oh well, you shouldn't take the what do you call it, like the bank holiday from that. I said, oh, that's what I'm going to do. If I'm in an office of 30 people, I'm going to make sure they open that office solely just for me. But fuck off. We don't care for it at all in the nicest way possible. It's nothing, like, it doesn't affect us, so why should we feel the need to please up to it, essentially?
I just love the fact that I've already ratioed him once on Twitter. If I had the chance to do it again, I would have, but I'm still locked out of Twitter.
I was going to say, who's still on Twitter?
But he's a gammon, man. Like, and they done this when obviously the Queen croaked it, and they really lambasted the Celtic fans for their chants and their. Remember the antics at St Mirren with the applause, and then the banners that we had in Poland, and I'm like, it's almost as if they're presenting this stuff as a shock. Like, what did they expect at this point off of a bunch of royalist hating supporters? Like, did they expect us to suddenly change our tune?
The one thing I struggle with is the fact that these are the same people that will shout about being cancelled and freedom of speech is not allowed anymore. Yet, if they hear an opinion that they don't necessarily agree with, then they'll try and cancel you and shut you down.
Exactly.
It's look, just lighten up. I know Arsenal have bottled it completely in the league, and I'm enjoying every minute of it, to be perfectly honest with you. But just Piers Morgan, come on,
get him on the podcast. No, honestly, see, I used to go to. Obviously, I was going. I used to go to school. As if that's some weird thing today. I used to go to school. When I used to go to school, I remember I used to have GMB on in the morning. It was always him and the lovely Susanna Reid, and it would always just be him shouting. You nodding your head at Susanna Reid.
She's just lovely.
But he would always be shouting about something. But then, like, the minute somebody shouts at him, it's, oh, don't raise your voice at me. Don't interrupt me. I'm like, mate, you do it all the time. Like, take a look at yourself. Gammon. That's what he is. He's a fucking piece of gammon. Again, like, your favourite reactions, any of the top of your head you can think of that's amused you?
Michael Beale's Instagram post last night that he deleted was quite funny as well.
Wait, what's this?
He put out like a sort of a motivational quote. It was deleted. It was only on for about a minute, then it was deleted. And it was a motivational tweet or a quote, and then it said "Let's go." So there was Rangers fans in the reply saying, "What does this mean? Does this mean Steven Gerrard's coming back as an assistant?" Aye. He's full of excuses, this one.
Beale's the worst.
I think he needs a crash course in how to deal with the media as well, because he's an absolute car crash.
It's like, I don't know if like the mole is his actual brain. It would explain a lot for the size of it. Like, just, you know, because he's not got a fucking brain. It's amusing. So he's posting inspiration. I love Ange, right? But see if he took to Instagram after a defeat and put up, like, we'll get him next time, boys.
What would be on Ange's Instagram to begin with?
Just photos of him lifting trophies, mate.
Maybe he was the one that ordered the big fish. Maybe he can eat any fish he wants, honestly. But I'm trying to think of any other sort of meltdowns that I've really enjoyed. I enjoyed Steely's video. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed EDL Abdul's video as well.
Oh, is he back in the scene?
Yeah, but there's the guy that kind of follows him about and records him. He's doing it for clout. I've looked at the
is that like is this like the equivalent of like HS and the General G or something? Like is that what he is?
The account name is a 6-pack, but in like 2-pack, but instead of 2-pack it's 6-pack.
Jesus, wet man.
And there's a guy with him that's with Abdul. And he gets his Union Jack umbrella taken off him at the gate because it looks like a weapon.
I'm the penguin.
Is there any other?
Callum, have you got any off the top of your head? We've been floating some in around the group chat.
No, I think the best one I've probably seen, even though it was from the last derby game, it was Todd Cantwell. They didn't win it, we lost it, Patter. That's fuck off. You get beat plain and simple, call it as it is, like.
But they can't take it. It's the same. Tavernier after every derby, the next time won't be the same.
No, but we always hear the same. The next time. I'm like, fuck me, just pick a game and finally show up.
I think they're really hoping that the fact that we played them at 6 times a season just actually works for them, but it's just no.
Nah, it gets worse and worse.
I know. They must be desperate for their season to end.
I feel like now the apathy is really sinking in for the Rangers fans now. They look a dejected bunch. They look a dejected bunch at full time.
This is what I wanted. So Chris from Follow, he simply tweeted, "Getting used to losing now, so it doesn't actually feel as bad." Never let me get to that point. The podcast will end if it gets to that point.
Ange and his pesky selves have really just inflicted this on them.
But it's like,
I do enjoy it, to be fair.
On a more serious note, right, and I know this is a Celtic podcast, right, we're not here to talk about fucking Rangers, but you know what, we had it so much a couple of years ago when we started this podcast, and so many of them like to check in every week. They used to love commenting. Don't see them anymore. Don't know what happened.
They might still be watching, so.
Aye, but genuinely, on a serious note, it must be a petrifying time to be a Rangers fan. It must be scary to be a Rangers fan at this moment. Off the park, there are shambles from head to toe. At every level at football, they seem to be a mess right now. Celtic are all over them at every level, and that was seen at both B team level, Callum, women's level when they've got their manager Heedbutt and the other one. Youth Cup final yesterday. Celtic are just all over the top of them right now.
Definitely, I think it was actually Kieran that put a post up, and it was like all the times we've played them or what we've beat them in, and it's frightening to look all across the board. I think it was, as you were touching on some of the follow posts, and it was the one about saying they should just quit the league. Yeah, like they should just pick up and go elsewhere. I think they'll get into the English league. If they don't do well there, they'll drop it and drop into another league. I get, I need to try and find it and get it read out. It's one of the funniest things I think I've heard. That's their mindset.
I feel like Michael Beale is the sort of guy to believe that there's a rest of the world league.
Like FIFA.
Like he thinks like Olympiacos and Kaiser Chiefs play each other every second week along with Wrexham. Aye.
No, it's like I'm looking for this. I want to credit the person who left at my channel the other day. Somebody left a cracker of a comment that was basically just showing like the trajectory Celtic have got going for them right now compared to the position that Rangers are in. And, you know, because Rangers are getting court cases thrown at them and they're issuing shares. And I'm not one to regularly comment on all that stuff because sometimes I just can't be bothered and it's just not worth it. But then you look at Celtic, who are about to make 30 million quid for going into the Champions League. They're going to make money on Frimpong moving on. We're going to make money from a Japan and South Korean tour, merchandise left, right and centre. Meanwhile, Rangers have got to go through an entire rebuild, which we don't even know if they can fund properly.
They've got to go through a rebuild and negotiate Champions League qualifiers as well, of which they've got 2, of which they will probably be more difficult than last season as well, I would suspect.
Yep.
Celtic are in a really great place. It seems as if Celtic are only going up and Rangers are kind of fumbling and going down. And I'm just loving every minute of this, to be honest.
I think Beale will be gone by Christmas.
Well,
I'm going to be shocked.
I bet
Would not be
there's a
shocked,
couple of
mate.
fans that were hoping that Ange was sacked at Christmas.
Oh, aye.
Because,
But see, this is why. Like, they're obviously in a very devastated place right now. If he doesn't hit the ground running next season with that team, if they don't win the first derby, if they don't qualify for the Champions League, or if they get embarrassed in Europe, you'll be getting the Giovanni Van Bronckhorst treatment as soon as November comes. And they've not got a World Cup this time to break it up.
Yeah.
You know, decisions will have to be made at Rangers, and we'll just need to wait and see how the summer goes. But right now, I mean, I don't know about you boys, but I cannot wait for next season. I cannot wait.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be this narrative that Rangers are going to get better next season and Celtic are just going to stay the way they are. Now, I don't know if they've been watching the last 2 seasons, but every transfer window that we've entered, we've gotten stronger off the back of it.
Yep.
It's going to be the same in the summer. And just saying that the signings are basically already done for the summer. I can't wait to see the calibre of player that he brings in. We might even break our transfer break the transfer window. I hope not.
I'll break
we
the
might
window.
we might break our transfer record in the summer.
Yep.
We might just go and sign a marquee player.
Yep.
And if they're out there, why not just go and get them? We need somebody for the Champions League that's going to take us to the next level, in my opinion. If we maybe spend 9-10 million on the right person, then I wouldn't be against that.
We never stop, as it said. But aye, that was a little segment laughing at Rangers. We're going to probably do that again next week, so feel free to join us.
Could be a recurring segment.
It could be. How things have changed in this podcast, eh? Go back to episode 1. It was following a derby defeat.
We actually had an emergency podcast celebrating my manager getting sacked. That is how low. You had a confetti cannon.
Confetti cannon, not just a party popper. A confetti cannon.
The Zoom days.
Do you know, honestly, till the very day I moved out that flat, I was still cleaning up bits of confetti.
Love that.
Just found them every now and then.
Guarantee you, whoever's in that flat now is probably still finding it.
Still picking up. That must have been for when Lennon was sacked. So there's just no reason. Right, we're going to get on to the last couple of segments, but very quickly, Celtic are going on tour. We'll go to Japan. We'll go to South Korea. That'll be fun. Looking forward to it. A lot of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of fans over there now,
Yep.
both in South Korea and Japan.
Yep.
The stadium that we're playing in, that is the stadium that O played his home football in when he was at
Really?
Blue Wings, Suwon Blue Wings. So yeah, it'll be a good sort of homecoming for him. I don't think any of them have any sort of career in the acting industry, because there was some of the worst acting I've ever seen in those videos, especially O, who called Angie. Which
Yeah, listen, I like
But
that. Have you
it
not
made
seen
me
the wee
smile.
flyers for waltzing with Angie?
No.
There's flyers, they're handing them out every now and then. It's to try and get waltzing with Angie. It's to the tune of, I believe it's waltzing
them,
Matilda.
yeah,
Aye.
the sort of homemade.
Yeah.
That'll never catch.
No, I don't. I think
will
they've been
make it
trying.
my-
I
I'll
think they've
make
been
it my
trying
goal.
that for a year.
I know, I will make it my goal for that never. That
a shame
never
if
to
they're watching.
transpire. I know.
I don't know the tune to Waltzing Matilda. In my head, I've always had this wee like waltzing with Angie, like just like everybody's kind of like doing a waltz. And the second thing to talk about before we get on to the last couple of segments, Callum, I'll come to you.
Camera.
Oh, the camera's away. Right, we're back. Sorry if the camera has moved ever so slightly. You would have noticed we cut out there. The SD card ran out of storage, but I cut out of storage at a very nice time. Last thing I was going to touch on very quickly. Callum, season ticket renewal started today. Absolute fortune. Can you afford it?
Not at this current moment in time, and probably not any time soon, so it'll need to be the payment plan for myself.
Yes.
It's fucking extortionate.
It is. It's a lot of money.
Inflation is currently at 11%, and the increase was around 3%. So therefore, it is quite cheap.
All right, just back the club, please,
And
Dan.
also, I'm not going to be one of these people, but the product is good. I don't mind spending a wee bit more.
I suppose.
The product is good.
I suppose. Well, season ticket renewals are out. You've got to the end of the month. Make sure and get it done. Right, okay, let's get on to the...
I mean, we've got until the end of the month.
I know, but then
they'll extend it.
Oh,
It goes
yeah,
again.
they always do. It's scaremongering, innit? It's like, you better get it done. You better get it done. Right, time for the questions. We actually got quite a few questions today, so I'm going to try and fly through them so that we can get on to the end of episode quiz. And make this quite a quick one today. Right, Elliot's in first, and he said if you have to get a burger, chips, and a snack from McDonald's, KFC, and Five Guys, but you can only choose one from each, what are you choosing? So basically, you get one of their fries, you get one of their burgers, and you get one of their snacks.
Right, okay.
So I'll start off. I'll go for the Five Guys burger because it's a good quality burger. Although I love a Big Mac, right? But a Five Guys burger's good. I'm going for McDonald's fries. And if I'm going for a KFC snack, I am going for the barbecue snack wrap thing.
So I've only ever had
My fat dick.
No, I've only ever had chips from Five Guys because they were given to me as a freebie. I've never actually had a burger from Five Guys.
Really?
Although I need to try it. There's
Good.
one at the Force.
Dear.
It's so easy to get.
Expensive.
Yeah. So I'll have the chips from Five Guys because that's just by default. A burger from I quite like a zinger, but it's got to be a Big Mac.
Right.
And the sort of snack, I like a corn on the cob from KFC.
Okay. Right. Cal?
I think it's copy exactly how you had it. Specs. Well, I say specs. Just to differentiate for now.
That's fine. That's all right. I'm used to it by now. That's your name for me.
But instead of the barbecue wrap, I think it's for the flaming wrap.
Oh,
That supercharger
nice,
sauce
nice.
is different level.
That's a good shout. We got good wee combos there. A wee bit of change in everybody, a wee bit of variety. Right. Anthony Devine, if you could take 3 of the current players for a night out, who would you take and where would you take them?
Jota to the Brazen Head.
I'm taking Jota, I'm taking Joe Hart, and I'm taking Sayad to the brig. That's where we're off to.
Sayad would be mad, to be honest.
Aye, we're going to the brig.
Who we
There's
thinking?
mine.
Who we
Yeah.
thinking? I'll let you go first.
I think Johnson.
Johnson.
See, because that photo of him up in the
Mikey?
hospitality,
Or
they're like, no,
Alistair.
Alistair. See the photo with a bottle of wine?
Aye.
You just see him tanning stuff constant. Just,
Aye.
you could tell you could get him to wine summed up, but go and slap his head.
I think he'd nip your head if you were drunk and he was still talking.
What kind of nip we talking here?
Listen. Keep on putting in performances like that.
Aye.
Nothing's off the table.
So we've got a Johnston, 2 other ones quick.
Jota
Jota.
and who's in the highest wage? They can get the bill at the end of the night.
Cal Mac.
probably.
He's too sensible, but
Aye. Who else is on a high wage?
Joe Hart, I think it's
Joe
so
Hart,
big a laugh,
aye.
didn't he?
Where'd you take them?
I don't actually know.
Box.
I think a brig. Brig,
Aye, but I'm telling you, Brig,
could
what
you
a-
imagine Joe Hart try to walk in? Make fucking duck.
McGinley.
So Jota, I feel like Jota's just such a simple answer.
Yeah.
Jota, Carol Starfelt because he seems so sound.
Right.
And let me think. I think Greg Taylor would be quite good to go.
Yeah,
with as
probably
well.
would be, aye.
I'd take them to Club Tropicana.
Oh, God.
I was there on Friday. It was brilliant.
Oh, you're joking. You like it?
The drinks were not free.
It's the kind of place that on paper sounds like should be right up my street. But we went and it was bloody tragic. It's a good few years ago, right enough before
Oh, it
COVID.
was tragic, but
Aye.
at the same time, it was great.
Right, Dream Act to headline Celtic Park. Ask Cal is always here. Cal's always here. Ellie Dixon. There you go. And I'm no joking.
Did it alive, or was that just...
Just go for it.
Pete Burns dead and alive. There you go. Sorted.
What did you say?
They said dead or alive.
Is that
That's
a band?
Pete Burns. You spin me right round.
Is that how you sing that?
Am I really that ancient here?
I'm the old one. I like my music for the 50s and the 60s, mate.
That's
Right, so who are you taking that's dead or alive?
Yeah, no, I was meaning for fuck it, just say the Stone Roses, just so get them back again.
Right, Stone Roses,
This
nice.
would be in like the 90s though, wouldn't it?
Aye, I ain't seen them at...
I know Ian
Team at
Brown
Park
nowadays.
and
He's
then,
been that mad wild way.
Camden. Aye.
McGinley,
Um,
you probably want like BTS or something.
nah, Drake.
Drake, really?
Celtic Park.
I've been to see Drake. I love him, but
Imagine him and John snapping stage together, but
that'd be quite class.
I mean, the weekend as well.
Welcome to the Sex Boys. If you could choose one player to be guaranteed to stay past the summer, who would it be? Says Tyler. I'm going Jota. I love him. I do. I just absolutely love him. I always will.
Hatate for me. I think he's so pivotal to the way we play in the midfield.
I think I'm going to agree with McGibbon. I think it has to be real. I think you notice when he wasn't in the team, you're just not as quick moving the ball through the midfield.
You obviously weren't there for the Motherwell game, although Awata was, in my opinion, one of the best players on the park. Cal McGregor obviously got his goal. There was a lack of guile in the midfield because Rio Hatate wasn't there. You can't really press Rio Hatate because he'll just move away from you or get out of a press. And when you don't have him in your team is quite obviously going to weaken. And it's great to have him back.
Caden's isn't a question. He just wants to give a lot of credit to Joe Hart, and I will appreciate that. Thank you very much for the Joe appreciation. I speak on behalf of Joe. If you were still, we've had a lot of Desert Island questions in the past. There's another night out question. We'll leave that today. Phil's here. Hey, Phil Smith. It's Phil's 74th birthday tomorrow. Off to take the Glasgow Central tour, followed by dinner and a game of cards at Phil's with old friends.
We not get an invite, no?
I know, where's the invite? Sectarianism, far worse by Celtic fans at weekend. Shocking, but not surprising. We need to stop faking about with this ball at the back.
I thought he was going to say his birthday party was going to be chock full of sectarianism. That went down, Phil. Enjoy yourself.
Give an invite, I'll be there. Front and centre. So there's Phil back in as always. Love you, Phil,
I
mate.
think he's a parody.
Happy birthday. Listen,
under this.
parody or not, Phil is this show. The Sellik the Funder is Phil, and Phil is the
he's
Sellik the
not.
Funder.
He's not.
He is. Do you not like Phil?
Give or take, really.
Happy birthday, Phil.
I hope you enjoy the Central tour. My God. Can you imagine him in the Central tour?
That's shocking. What have I done with all the old steam trains? Gone electric. Nonsense.
Stop this electric nonsense.
Climate change my ass. World's fine. That's mental health. That's what that is. That'd be him.
I feel like that Lemmy sketch with the ships together, the shipbuilder. Back in my day, that was a science.
Right. Will we see the well, Joshy says, will we see the new Rangers in the next derby game? Asking for my pal Tav.
Oh, be Tav. Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, yes. Best place in town for a night out, not catty, says McSpaff.
Well, I can't really say too much then.
I'm a box man nowadays, man. I like box. I like going
enjoy
there.
box last time we were there. I've never been in Catty, so I can't comment on it. Keep saying I'd like to try it to say I've been. Speaking of nights out, did you see a Glasgow landmark's getting removed?
What?
The Savoy carpets.
Oh, is it? You're joking?
No, finally.
They've got to go up for auction, surely. Like
I said that bit up in Kelvin Grove Museum. Bit of their backs, a bit cut out.
Yeah.
Stick your horn to it.
I feel like it would be better off in the People's Palace next to Billy Connolly's banana boots. If the banana boots are on the Savoy sticky carpet, it would be such a nice
That is like I watched. You know what I watched last night? I watched the film Ned's, which I thought really kind of showed off Glasgow and all of its gory days, glory, and the gory days. You know, I thought it was really good. Thought it captured a lot of the spirit. But I think there's nothing else that could capture Glasgow's spirit more than the banana boots on the sticky carpets. I really think that's a shout.
Yeah,
I like that. With the league just about wrapped up, who would you like to see get a run of games? It says Caden. Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think we'll see a lot of him in pre-season, and then we can judge it. It's an interesting one with Kyogo though, because I'm hoping that Kyogo will just spend the rest of his career with Celtic. If he's going to leave, he's going to have to leave this summer.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's I hope that O can do the business if he is called upon in the rest of the season and into the pre-season. I hope he takes his chance when he gets it.
Daniel's asked who's our award winners, but we're saving that for our regular end of season bonanza.
Nothing will top that 2021.
The one on the Zoom. And
yeah. Oh.
What a
I
show.
nearly get dressed up for that.
I wish that was in here. That should have been the first show in this studio, man.
We've done award shows before.
I'm gonna. I keep photoshopping with I'm getting that Andre the Giant trophy made one year with Lennon Cedo on the top of it. That's getting made. If I don't know how much that would cost, but when the finances are applicable, then. And then finally, the last question I'm going to end up on for today before we get onto the quiz is from Kieran Rogers, who asked a question about, through all the boys who played last night, who do you see in your opinion breaking into the first team in the next few years? Now, I want to start off with a disclaimer. I didn't see the game last night. I was at the gym. Gains. I was at the gym and I came out to see that I'd missed a cracker. But I've heard a lot of raving. Callum in the car, you and the shutting up about the boy who was captain us.
That Ewer, I'm not too sure his first name, I wish I did pick it up, but I mean, it was
Kyle
solid to everything. It might be, I've been on to double check on that. I feel a bit bad that I don't, but no, the boy was absolutely solid in the middle of the park. Like, I'm not going to compare him to like Callum McGregor as a young boy, but see the way he was just wanting to chase everything down, he wanted to win it. It was just so solid. I think he made one mistake, it was a back pass, but I mean, it was. I can't mind the boy's name now. Managed to track back, covered it well, they took it, went up by the end of the park, and they scored the brilliant 6th goal where the boy plays it and like the spinning back heel. Oh, that's a brilliant finish.
Was he your standout then?
For me, I think I would have to say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'd say him as well as is it Agaberi at the back as well. He's a young defender, but he's absolutely massive. Sort of in the same mould as Bosun Lawal, but younger. He came off with an injury in the second half of extra time, and then decided to come back on and play up front. And then he nearly scored because his other centre half. He's the centre half that's playing alongside him. Went up the park and crossed the ball into the box. He got a header, and the goalkeeper had to save it. Apart from him, I've heard Kelly's been getting a lot of good sort of reviews from the game.
Yep.
But yeah, the future's certainly bright, and you just hope that these guys can make the grade at Celtic. We know that isn't always the case, and maybe one or two at max will make it, but you're hoping with Ange at the helm and with Stuart McLaren, who knows Ange from Brisbane Roar, the two of them obviously know each other well. Hopefully that can create a wee conveyor belt of players that we can rely upon.
I hope so. Right, well, that's the end of the show, so it's time to move on to the end of the show. It's if, you know, your history, it's enough to me, you know. It's time for the quiz, which Ryan McGinley is hosting for us. I've got myself comfortable, as you see, because I don't need to sit in hosting position. So, McGinley, the honour is all yours. Feel free.
Okay, so who will I offer the honours to?
I'll let Callum choose.
Would you like set A or set B, Callum?
I could just take set B.
Set B.
Bastard.
So Ryan, you will go first.
Nice.
Who assisted?
Is there a theme? Does it give us a theme this week?
We've done. I should have read that, shouldn't I? Straight in, shoot you in. Sorry.
I just wanted it just so that I can prepare my mind, you know.
Okay. So Kieran has said we've done the League Cup versus Rangers earlier this season, so I think we know what's coming next. Scottish Cup in general and our Scottish Cup history versus Rangers.
Okay.
Was this for the preview by any chance?
It probably was. He's probably was. Aye. Who cares?
Walk smart.
Exactly. The boy's busy.
So
He's busy.
question number one for Ryan Fitzsimons.
Yes.
Who assisted Greg Taylor's goal versus Rangers in last year's semi-final?
I've no fucking clue.
Can you give me something?
I'll give you, I may as well give it a pop. I am going to go with Callum McGregor.
And you would be correct in saying that. 1-0 Ryan. 1-1-8. Player B, aka Callum. Celtic have played Rangers in 14 Scottish Cup finals. How many have we won?
Oh, Jesus.
So how many out of 14?
5.
Incorrect. It is 7. In
7? Oh,
1899, 1904, 1969, 1971, 1977, 1980 and 1989. Also a great Taylor Swift album.
Oh yes, of course.
Never goes out of style. That
Die
one.
hard Swifty.
So, Ryan, second
Yes.
question. This is to go 2-0 up. How many times have we played Rangers at Hampden in the Scottish? At the Hampden? How many times have we played Rangers at Hampden in the Scottish Cup since 2015?
Oh, since 2015. Oh, since 2015.
Now this answer will need to be amended. That's fine. Okay.
Is this excluding the past visit there?
Excluding the one on
Sunday.
The
Right,
Sunday, sorry.
okay, so in just the Scottish Cup since,
Rangers at Hampden.
since 2015.
Yep.
So would that be from January 2015?
I guess so.
Right, okay, I can think of one.
That's when 2015 starts, right?
5.
You're correct. It would have been 4 up until Sunday. Now, 2-0. The host of the most is winning so far. So, Callum, to get on the board, who is Celtic's top goal scorer this season in this season's Scottish Cup? There are 2 possible answers to this question.
Oh, Christ.
This season's Scottish Cup, 2 possible answers. You only need one.
I just can't think.
My memory's up my arse because I can't
Aye.
think who scored the goals in any of the games. Sitting trying to think round by round, and I'm like, so I'm trying not to help Callum, but there must have.
I just can't think. So I try to think of the previous games more than anything.
This is to get on the board.
Take a shot.
Ryan 2, Callum 0. So far.
Try to remember the fucking.
Anyone, Callum, you'll think a piss.
The Hearts game. I fucking.
Man,
Oh,
showing
it's
he's
got
working.
I'm trying to do it for there, but fuck knows. I don't. Yeah, scored. No, they scored the Hibs. Fuck knows. Aaron Moy.
Wow.
Is he wiring him?
Yeah.
Wow.
You've given me probably the more difficult answer out of the 2 because the other one, do you know?
I was going to say Leah Abada.
Wrong.
No.
Kyogo.
Well, he just seemed too obvious.
I know.
That it was just seemed too obvious.
I get that.
And I was sitting thinking of like well, we scored 5 against Morton, didn't we? And we scored 5 against St Mirren. I was like, who scored all the goals,
I
man?
think the penalty, and then I know he scored. So we scored for like the first 5
Yeah.
minutes at the time. So I remember
Aye.
that.
Right,
That's what I'm
okay.
trying to go for.
Well done.
I could always think of Annie's off. That's
So you're currently sitting at 100%
Yes.
correct answer rate. Let's see if you can keep it. How many? So question number 3: how many Scottish Cups does Celtic currently hold?
Oh, fuck. This is all. It's one of these ones that you can never remember the exact number.
We get to
32.
Player B by what is it?
32.
Incorrect.
Ugh.
Have you got an answer, Callum?
I can never remember what the number is.
44.
Nope. In the middle between those 2, I would say 40.
Is it 40?
40 Scottish Cups.
Callum was closer.
Hopefully 41 on the 3rd of
Yes,
June.
yes. I hope
so.
so.
So, Callum, to equalise,
Oh, shy, aye.
now this is an absolute story of a question. I love it. Think about this one. Who was the last non-European player to score against Rangers in the Scottish Cup for Celtic?
Non-European.
So I'm assuming this. Right. Fucking.
Jota's Portuguese, by the way.
No, I know. So I'm just trying to think.
Non-European.
So, no.
They think about this one.
Scottish.
I think it's only fair that I give these wee sort of, because this is an absolute story of a question.
Aye.
Fucking hell.
What I would say is I'm going to give him a wee bit more. Think about it in a footballing terms, in terms of the clues of the question. Who was the last non-European player to score against Rangers in the Scottish Cup for Celtic?
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
See, that's what I think for the way he's
Aye.
wording it. But
Aye.
so if the way I'm thinking of wording it for saying non-Europeans, assume we're not in the EU, that would be Greg Taylor. But it's not that.
It's not that.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was
That's
like,
what I
surely
thought the way he was
fucking
meaning
not.
it. That
European is in geography, not
Aye.
in terms of politics. Will I give him another answer? Or does that
Go, game one there. Game one there.
how long ago was it? Was it
7 years ago?
7 fucking hell?
7 odd years ago.
7 years ago.
You've got to think about this one.
So that would be 20.
I'm going to pass the answer over to you, and it's.
I think I know it, but I don't.
Oh my
I know,
god.
it's one of those ones. What is your answer?
Yes.
Rogic?
Wrong.
Bucket's
No.
back. What
No.
team is that?
Because we scored after that. Now, this player could play for a number of nations. He could have played for France,
Of course.
but he plays for Cameroon. Olivier Jam.
Fucking hell. Jam
I
had the
told
win.
you, it is an absolute
Such
filter
a
of a-
trick
plays
question,
it,
isn't
Fucking
it?
hell.
That's a
Champions
good
Prime
question.
Marys.
It's a good
What
question.
a question.
Jesus.
So
Never in a
what are we
million
on now?
years would
2-1
I'm on
still?
for Sundays, I wouldn't have.
That's
I would never do that
2-1.
as well, just because I
2-1.
wouldn't be thinking in that sort of
Nah.
area. So to make it 3-1,
Yes.
true or false? We have scored a goal on the 80th minute in every round thus far.
Oh well, that obviously doesn't include Sunday just past there then. So it would have had to have been every game before that. Right, okay.
It's a 50-50 chance.
True.
False.
I was going to say false!
Well, it's a 50-50. Did versus...
Maybe. I was going to say maybe.
Get half a point for that. Did versus St Mirren, and so did CCV versus Hearts, but Moy hit against Morton a couple of minutes after.
Bastards. Right, Callum's chance to equalise again.
To equalise. Got to stop fumbling these bags.
I know, but I can't. It's that last question.
I know.
As a general one, how many goals have Celtic scored in this season's Scottish Cup, including on Sunday? I'm going to add. Don't need to add too much, yeah.
How many goals have we scored?
9?
Correct answer is 14.
14? Fucking hell.
I know you
5
must.
versus St Mirren and Morton
10 and 2
each.
alone, son.
Fuck
And
me, I
3
know, but I
Hearts.
forgot all about St Mirren.
Ah.
I didn't
I could.
fucking
What was the
good
score
about
against
it at all.
Hearts again? Because I can't mind.
3-0.
3-0.
Remember Carter Vicker scored?
Yeah.
Aye, fucking.
Right, so I can win here.
Steam train the fucking steward.
To win. To win the
win the
quiz
game.
on your triumphant return, may I
Yes.
add? How many of the 18-man squad from the 4-0 semi-final victory in 2018 are still at the football club?
Oh, does this include players loaned out? Before I go any further,
None of these players are loaned out.
so like Mikey Johnson's no part of this.
No.
No, right, okay.
I don't think... no, I
No,
don't know.
right, okay.
I will not accept.
You will not accept. Like,
I will not take it into consideration.
Right.
There's an answer here.
so for 2018,
4-0.
4-0 against Rangers. There's Callum McGregor. There's James Forrest.
You want a team shooter?
Was Scott Bain around then? Was he? I think he was. I'm going to go 3.
He's not just giving us the right answer. He's given us every single player.
Yes!
3-1.
Come on! Yeah!
Well done, he's 14.
Yeah! L-A-9! Yeah!
Touch some grass, mate. Would you like to answer your 5th question?
Fuck it, might as well just get a brush.
Dummy!
In which year did Celtic last lose to Rangers in a Scottish Cup tie that didn't go to extra time?
That'd be 2021.
Correct.
COVID
3-2. Respectable, much like Rangers against Celtic. A European game. It was a 3-2.
Nice.
Well done, Ryan Fitzsimons. In his
Nice, thank
triumphant
you.
return.
Thank you.
He is the winner.
Thank you. Where's my flowers? You're getting them out all night. Where's mine?
No, no.
Nah, you're going to need to go and ask Ben White for an okay of flowers.
Well, that's that. Brilliant. I enjoyed that. It's nice playing again. I might do that next week. I don't know if I'll be able to keep it up though. What? You're a dirty bastard, you.
I done so well.
Right, on that note, I think it's time.
It was really hard to keep that one in there. Good all week, boys.
Cheers. Cheers later.